Guinness World Record attempt a ɛkɔ Ghana wotumi sɛ obiara try sɛ obe attempt bibi obe break bibi in Kumasi deɛ who sɛ Read-A-Thon baako ɛkɔ so ɛna afei nso deɛ ɛkɔ so sɛ Read-A-Thon a okyerɛ mu a already books ahodoɔ bebree ɛne nna bebree wabra wonder anaasɛ wangye na home wate ase nti ogusu a or kind of and I could PM who say titirifoɔ bi te sɛ radio presenter or Kesben TV Mr. Bones any current Read-A-Thon attempt holder chance Kumasi or so ebe PM no so 500 and something hours or so ebe PM honoma enya agrokra nti ebusuya yenya botrena Sophia buodi no so oye Read-A-Thon SG mo enya agrokra yenko hwese ne anwuma ekoso hono
for having us trained also as custom demanded the servants said they must bring them to Kumasi. Delay them in the end. The servants went to Kumasi without him to report the case to the king. Further messengers were then sent by the king from Kumasi to Manso to bring both parties before him. By then, however, proceeding with several of his relatives had fled from Ashanti into the Gold Coast. At this very same time, an Ashanti slave owner was returning from the coast to Kumasi with a slave he had caught in there. The slave escaped and fled to the messengers and fled to the king of Asin and sent him back to the British governor. In December 1862, messengers from Perkudia arrived at Cape Coast to make a formal request for the return of Kwesi, Jenin, and the escaped slave. One of these messengers bore the Asantehene sword known as the Golden Axe. An inquiry was held into the matter in the castle great hall. The fugitive slave stated that he was ill, treated by his Ashanti master, and because of force swore an oath that he would never go to Ashanti. Despite this oath, he was being forced to go there, where he would certainly make Kukudia wished him to ruin him and so confiscate his considerable property in the way he had done already with others of his subjects. After some consideration, Governor Pine made up his mind that he would ask both Kwesi, Jenin and the slaves to go back to Kumasi with the king's messenger. He then changed his mind as he said that if he forced both fugitives to return to Ashanti and they were executed there, then he would have their blood on his head. On hearing this, the king's messengers swore the great oath that Jenin would be given a fair trial in Kumasi, and even if he lost the case, he would not be injured because they had sworn the oath. The slave's life too could not be forfeited for the same person. But the governor was obdurate, and to the king's messengers returned to Kumasi without the fugitives. When the messengers reported all this to the king in Kumasi, The Kumasi understanding urged him to resort at once to arms. Akukudia said he will not resort to any hostility because he said he knew that because of the arrangement that already existed between the Asantes, the British, the Maclean trade. When Owusu arrived in Town, he went to greet Kwewini. He told Owusu Kuku that he had deputed Omoyeni and Pedro, who was Kwewini Fahini, to accompany him Owusu Kuku in the right wing Nifa of Achempemhini's own army. And Pedro now asked and obtained permission to go back to Obo to prepare himself before he followed after Owusu Kuku. Achempemhini took his leave of Kwewini and proceeded on his way. He fought with Ajamai Ukonto and drove him from his country of Achem Kotoko. He escaped to Brekum. But also synchronized with the war which Asantehene wished to wage. The British governor therefore strongly advised all of the coastal towns to unite together. The British governor therefore strongly advised all of the coastal towns to unite together, for he said he would fight for them. The Ashanti army finished all of its warlike preparations. It then moved through Sawa and went to the south, and in due course it arrived on the coast plain near to Dodoa. As a result of the killed and wounded in Asamine Corps War, the Ashanti army had been greatly reduced to about 40,000, but the allies numbered about 5 or 6 times more than the Ashanti forces. This was overwhelming allied army, and besides, it had a detachment of the world, showing them armed men from the Royal African Corps, and also men from the several militias of Cape Coast, Anamabo, Accra, and Christianburg. The allied British troops were led by Lieutenant Colonel Edward Penn, and they had with them Ashanti Lieutenant Benku with all force. During this engagement, Asantehene Osei Akutu was commanding his forces in person, was wounded, and he was removed to the rear of his army. No less than 77 on his chiefs were killed in this battle. Most prominent among these were Atakra Kwame, the king of Mapo, Yasetren, the Nsutahene, Ejeni Boateng, the Ashanti Kingdom, the Ashanti Empire, and days and his power was felt in all the surrounding countries. But in the present
Sophia Boado, Read-A-Thon, day 2. Wow, it's still counting. Day 2 for us counting like Read-A-Thon.
On the points of being lost,
Longest marathon.
that continuously of such a rain would cause downfall of Ashanti produce called Chacha could not have a single night of rest. Asante's disobedience of Anochi's law. Besides the foregoing disastrous developments, Asantehene Osei Yawakutu took it into his head and determined to kill the blind man and albino, both of them having been captured in the Akatamanso War. Okonkwonochi had strictly ordered that such persons must never be beheaded or killed in any way. At the Battle of Akantamansu, he further that Osei Yawakutu's laws more disobedience, and in view of all this, he should be deposed and replaced by a more approachable and reasonable ruler. Among pros, he said, this to use the quickly the Barakasahini, and he went straight from their meeting at Bantama to tell the king what Kojo Idusei Achacha said. The Alsatian fell during the battle of Akatamanso Dodowa. So when the Ashanti army returned to, there was a conflict as to who should succeed the insurgents too. On the other side were Mafu and Okwarie. In the contest for the vacancy too, Uriedu, Akwetia and his party appealed for assistance to Kwame Boateng, Ekwuamwa, the Drabini. And arrived at the decision. So, the Grand Court was held in Kumasi, and was on full investigation. Judgment was given against Sophia Boado, and in favor of Marfo and Okwarie, Sophia and his supporters were now put in irons for frivolously swearing the great oath in support of their false claim. They were all executed, and Marfo was then given the school and made into time. The Drabini returned home, swore to the messenger that his life could not be forfeited when he uttered such unwelcome message. The king became intensely angry when he heard what Nkwatabisa had to report, and at once he ordered that whatever his female relatives should be matched off to Trabe. Then river. Then the river might take it from his captors to stop it from flowing into the house. Inch of blood until the end of the
Sophia Boado Read-A-Thon Ekoso Kumasi Ezimo Sha Waye count
during the final battle, I was told in order that the sadness not fall into the hands of the victorious Ashanti, son of the courts of his father, and read open the bed of the dead to man. And on removing the fetus, he seated his hands, Sophia and so no one. The causes of those killed. I was saying the great, I told you the chiefs and people here coming. I went and cried the king of German to try to build against me. I fought.
Push. Go, still them.
And every other is said as war that the war proposed by Ashanti in the Gold Coast would end in defeat. Drabihini sent his own Adontihini to consult the three members of his party were drowned on the way back when they were crossing a river. In spite of all this, their predictions, as Antihini Osei Yao Akoto mobilized his army for the campaign and supplied them with gun. Supplied them.
The Queen executed Jasuani, the leader, and killed many of his two mama, and notably most of the sons of Opo Fefre. It seems that Edubobi was spared or escaped. He took up residence first in Bodomase and then far away, but spared or escaped. He took up residence He took up residence first in Kumasi and then far away was spared or escaped. He took up residence in Kumasi and then far away in Hafu in Edu Bobi, Ekura, a camp he founded and developed into a village. He became a renowned hunter, and there is a part there by name Bofo, Bofo, a hunter. He also became a leader of young men and formed this into a group that went with him to Kumasi when Kofi Kakari summoned him to occupy the Geswa school after the death of incumbent Edubuahi. Edubuahi held his father Opoku's friend in the highest esteem, and it is said he gave every one of his own 60 sons the name Opoku in honor of their paternal grandfather, Opoku Josia Nanano. Edubuahi spent the best part of 2 decades self-exiled from the Ashanti capital, who had virtually no experience of government or generalship. Yet Kofi Kakari gave him a major military commanding preference to either the renowned General Anantani Asamoah Nkwanta, or even that officer's favorite trainee and Lieutenant Bantamahi Amapitia. Telling insights are preserved by a Brito lineage. Settled at Kumasi. But
media personality, I'm also into talent management. I do a whole lot. I mean, as a total showbiz personality, a bit of that, a bit of here. So I should say.
Okay, this man is a very big man, and we as a team, we are so much excited for having his presence here. And currently, he came here with our current Read-A-Thon applicants, and she will also join us here. But please, I would want to ask a little bit about the Guinness World Record, Sing-A-Thon, Cook-A-Thon, and the Read-A-Thon ongoing encounter. Please, what do you have to say about that, please?
I believe that as a country, we have some people who have actually won some accolades for us in the past. I mean, we have this guy from Choco, who's a record holder. And I believe there are so many challenges out there that we can take it upon ourselves and self-test with respect to the records that are set around the world. Everywhere you go, people are taking up these records. Some are setting new records. Some are also record holders who are breaking their own records and setting new records too. So to me, though it's new to us, and since the bars actually got out there, most people feel that that's a yard also. That's a yard also. But to the best of my knowledge, Yenya will be a why successful. So all of them are attempted it. And when it comes to an attempt, you can attempt to be unsuccessful, or you can attempt to be successful. So if we are attempted, no one is successful, it doesn't mean that they see. I believe the only thing that we need to do is to manage it well and adhere to the rules and break the records and set new records as people. And I believe this is also helping to unearth, the hidden talented people. And it's only right for us to embrace it and help support these people who are taking up these challenges, because it doesn't come that easy. If you see like somebody like Sophia now, reading for more than 2 days, continuous. Our sister Abena Fatima did the cooking for like 23 days. We've seen others take up different challenges. So we only encourage me. I wouldn't say that our doors, because Obianya is succeeding. So we can only support the ones who are taking up the challenge. When we have a lot of people succeeding, that is when we can say, Charlie, we have enough. Right? But until that time, I'll say that let's keep attempting till we break the records and set new records for the world to see what we can do. I know some of the people got the hype and the mass because of the GTA, patroned them and all that, but after a while we can see that they are not actually throwing their weight behind other people. And I think probably others may have gotten the influence here and there, with some people connected here and there. But I think in the nutshell, all these things are geared towards projecting the name of God onto the world, and that's all about it. So me, I hope I don't actually hold any bounds against any individual who wants to take up this challenge. It is only right for us to support them till we have people succeeding in their attempt.
It's great again. I'm Quanti Shaibu, from within the Quanti Shaibu, public relations officer to Sophia Boado. And you made a minion Tiabro, so I didn't know Minaji. He said, you were your Pukaton, your almighty Pukaton, and Casancasa of Kumasi. As you more, it's impressive in Missa and Semper. Naka, meaning about your did the same. I've been up partner. Say, one of your current holder now. Pukaton of events, with a current holder. By himself, at the end of our assessment, may already consider say one of your current holder. Patrol now again, oh yeah, as for a living, again, oh yeah. Well, what do you do for a living? Like again, oh yeah, it's my band, oh yes, is here. What's the amount for Adriane? What me I may experiences are fame at the time I owe you Katona.
It is clear from distance that was the shooting
they didn't say to many things, but a person of my words of encouragement. Personally, I ever my sister so far, I waited so I did. It's me, a Kenyan went my money. I saw we share information we can cry in my mind. You say you're the Kumasi American Force Monday. Every which man him said, when so record the bar, nobody is going to break it view. Say, we did this, sir. So, we how many hours there? As so 23 days. It's me, Judy said, in this world, no, Guinness for Jenny Tuma, as son, or be break it at this 20 years' time. It's no patrol that was a pass with me. Abe Slano. Now, the person won't come to Kakra and Sweden.
About the war of 1873 to 4. That resulted in